Most people visit Seattle and end up seeing only one version of it. They do a few city spots, maybe check off some famous names, and then leave. But after this trip, I honestly feel that the best way to experience Seattle is not to treat it as just a city break. Seattle is really the starting point for a much bigger experience, one that includes waterfronts, iconic food stops, remarkable architecture, scenic drives, peaceful parks, hikes, islands, sunsets, and so many beautiful moments in between. And that is exactly why I feel Seattle is best explored with a self drive car. In our case, my brother had a car, and that made the trip so much more fun. It gave us the flexibility to explore at our own pace, stop whenever something looked beautiful, and mix city experiences with the scenic day trips very naturally. So, if you are coming here for tourism and exploration, I would strongly recommend getting a self drive car. It genuinely changes the whole rhythm of the trip. One thing I loved about this trip is how many different moods it had. Some moments felt very urban and iconic. Places like Pike Place Market immediately give you that classic Seattle feeling. It is lively, colorful, full of character, and one of those places that you really should not miss. It is touristy, yes, but in the best way. It gives you energy, movement, food, local personality, and that unmistakable Seattle atmosphere. Then there is a Starbucks, which is one of those stops that just feels part of the city's identity. Whether you spend a lot of time there or just a stop by briefly, it adds to that Seattle experience people usually imagine before coming here. The Seattle waterfront is another place I think deserves real time in your itinerary. It is one of the best places to feel the city visually, with the water, the light, the movement, and that mix of urban energy and scenic calm. It is the kind of place where even simple walking shots can feel cinematic. And then there are those places that surprise you in a different way, like some of the city's more design forward spaces and modern corners. Even if architecture is not normally at the top of your travel list, these kinds of stops are absolutely worth seeing. They bring something bold and memorable into the trip. They make the city feel more layered and more interesting. We also had those simple food and coffee moments that make a trip feel real. Grabbing coffee, taking breaks between drives, and slowing down between bigger stops adds warmth to the story. Travel is not only about landmarks, it is also about the little moments that make the day feel enjoyable. But what really made this trip special for me was everything beyond the obvious city stops. Bellevue, for example, is not just a convenient base, it is part of the experience. It has a calmer feel, beautiful open spaces, elegant city sections, and lovely waterfront and park areas. If you are staying in this part of the region, Bellevue works very well because it keeps you close to Seattle while also making it easy to head out toward the more scenic parts of Washington. And then there is the part of the trip that I think people often underestimate the most, the en route beauty. This region is so visually rewarding even when you are just driving. On the way to places like Snoqualmie, Issaquah, Whidbey Island, or the hiking spots, the roads themselves become part of the experience. The changing sky, the color in the trees, the water appearing beside the road, the bridges, the open stretches, the mood of late afternoon light, the sunset tones, all of that makes the journey feel just as memorable as the destination. Some of the most beautiful travel moments are not the headline attractions. They are the moments in between. That is one of the biggest reasons I would recommend having a self drive car here. It gives you the freedom to enjoy those in between moments instead of rushing past them. Another part of the trip that I really loved was the slower outdoor time. We had some lovely picnic moments in the park, including grilling vegetables. And honestly, I would not skip that in the film because it makes the story feel human and relatable. Not every great memory comes from a major tourist attraction. Sometimes it is just about being in a beautiful place, cooking something simple, sitting together, enjoying the weather, and letting the day unfold naturally. Those are often the moments that stay with you the longest. And then, of course, this region gives you access to incredible nature experiences. Snoqualmie is one of the clearest examples of that. It is dramatic, scenic, and instantly reminds you how close Seattle is to some truly beautiful landscapes. The falls, the viewpoints, the greenery, and even the drive there all make it feel like a very rewarding escape from the city. Issaquah brings a slightly different feel. It is peaceful, scenic, and ideal for a slower day. If your picnic section is from there, that makes it even more valuable because it shows the area not just as a place you pass through, but as a place where you can really spend time and enjoy yourself. And then come the hikes, which I think are such an important part of what makes this region special. Whether it is Mount Pilchuck, some of the forest trails, lake stops, or the other scenic stretches we captured, they show just how much variety you can get in one trip. You can start the day with city views and architecture, then drive into forested roads, hike through nature, stop near lakes or viewpoints, and end the day with sunset colors in the sky. That kind of variety is what makes a trip here feel so complete. And then there is Whidbey Island. For me, Whidbey Island was one of the highlights of the trip. And if you are visiting Seattle with time to explore, I would genuinely say do not miss it. It has a very different energy from the city. It feels calmer, more open, and more peaceful. The drive itself is beautiful, and the whole experience has a kind of quiet charm that stays with you. If you have time to explore the island routes, the waterfront stretches, the coastal views, the lighthouse side, or even just the beautiful roads with changing colors, it becomes one of the most memorable parts of the journey. And really, that is what makes this entire Seattle area so rewarding. In one trip, you can experience Pike Place Market, Starbucks, the Seattle waterfront, and some of the city's most striking architecture. You can enjoy Bellevue and its parks and waterfront spaces. You can have a picnic in the park and grill vegetables. You can drive through beautiful roads and watch the sky change color. You can visit Snoqualmie and Issaquah. You can go hiking and you can explore places like Whidbey Island, waterfronts, lakes, quieter scenic corners, and roads that make the journey feel personal rather than rushed. So, if I had to give one honest takeaway from this trip, it would be this: do not come to Seattle and only do Seattle. Explore the wider region, make time for the city, but also make time for the roads, the parks, the picnic stops, the hikes, the waterfronts, the sunsets, and the islands. That is where the trip really opens up. And if you want the freedom to experience it properly, I would strongly recommend a self drive car. It makes the trip easier, more flexible, and a lot more enjoyable. If I had to turn that into a simple list of 10 things to do in Greater Seattle, it would be this: 1. Spend time at Pike Place Market. 2. Walk the Seattle waterfront. 3. Visit the Seattle Central Library. 4. Stop for coffee at Starbucks. 5. Spend time in Bellevue. 6. Go to Discovery Park. 7. Make the drive to Snoqualmie Falls. 8. Explore Issaquah and the scenic roads around it. 9. Take the island route to Whidbey Island. And 10. Head over to Bainbridge Island. That mix of city, coffee, water parks, drives, and quieter escapes is what makes Greater Seattle feel complete. If you enjoyed watching this video, do like it, share it with someone, and subscribe for future updates.